So once we're done with the Y raises, we have the T raises. The T raises works your rotator cuffs. A lot of people injure it, and most of them will see that most people cannot close the buttons, or you know, scratch the back. So what do? You want to make a T. So after you've done the Y raises, you want to make a T. Even in the Y and the T raises, in both of them, you will see that the thumb is pointing up. That is causing some external rotation on your shoulders. That is essential to train without weights. So just make a T, and then make a Y. You can mix it up, or you can simply do 10 Ys and then 10 Ts. When you do this, don't do this. You don't want to shrug your shoulders. You just want your arms to lift up and then squeeze. You don't do this. You just simply move your shoulders. After this, you do some push stretch and a pull stretch. A push stretch looks like this. Just be straight. Keep your hands like this. Just imagine there's a big wall or a car and you're trying to push. When you push, there's 10 slow and 10 fast. So you just do like this. At the end of the movement, you stretch. It just doesn't have to be like this. No. And then you mix it up with a pull stretch by just bringing your hands in, and then you just imagine as if you're pulling something. Pull. So do it slow. Pull and squeeze your blades together. During the pull stretch, you will feel a stretch here and your back contracting. During a push stretch, you'll feel your back being stretched, but you're this contracting, your chest contracting. So you make a push stretch and a pull stretch by doing 10 slow. Breathe in at the end of the movement, and then breathe out during the movement. And then do 10 slow, then do 10 fast. So you do 10 push, 10 pull, then you do some palm crushes and extensions. For the extensions, you need a rubber band. So you just take your palm and then crush. You can take a rubber ball for example. So you just take 2 balls, crush them. Just crush them as hard as you can, or if you don't have anything. A ball is just an example. You can take a perfume bottle, you can take a wood, you can take a bag, you can take anything, a piece of handle or a piece of metal pipe or anything. So you just crush it hard. And then for the extensions, take a rubber band, just 1 or 2, and then try to extend them up. Extend. This is the most underused part of the fingers that we hardly use, and that's why a lot of people face problems in their wrists and their elbows. So you do those extensions. So you do 10, 20 crushes with both the hands, 20 extensions with both the hands. Then you go on to some wrist rolling, clockwise and anti-clockwise. You just bring your elbows up, arms up, shoulders completely straight in line with the shoulders, and then roll them. Don't move this. This is not for elbow, this is for wrist. So you just move them. Clockwise, 10 anti-clockwise, or you can do this way, any way you want. The idea is to do 10 in one way, 10 the other way. So you do 10 each. Then you get on to some hats offs and chair sits. For this, you might need a chair if you want, or if you don't want a chair, you can do without a chair as well. For the hats off, just imagine you're showing your hats off to someone. Same motion. But what the mistake most people do is they do it like this. See my lumbar spine or contracting, that's the last thing you want. So what you want to do is the same thing as with the Y and T raises. You just take your hips back, and then just imagine as if you're doing hats off to someone. Just do some hats off. You can do it like this as well. By keeping your back straight. This has to be straight. While you do this, you might feel a stretch in this region of your body. It feels like a stretch, like a burning sensation. Let it be. It's good. So you can do some hats offs, or you can mix it up with some chair sit. You have to do both. You can either do 10 of this first, then 10 of this first, or you can do 1 for 10 total repetitions. So you can do hats offs and some chair sit. Just make sure that the knee does not travel outside the line of your toes. It does not have to be like this. Don't don't do like this. No. You just make sure that your knees and your toes are in line together, and just take your hips back. Your hip has to go back. That will make sure you feel a stretch here and your back is working. So this is your hats off. For the chair sit, just do the same thing, but with some squatting, with your leg work. So you just sit down. While sitting, don't make sure you don't sit like this. See where my knee is, where my toe is. Just let it come in. You just want to do this. This. Partially. You don't have to go and sit down. No. Just go this. This. When you squat, make sure your fingers are fixed to the ground as if there's some kind of a nut and bolt that's keeping it low. Push your fingers into the ground. That will give you very good stability. The last thing is the ankle rotations. For ankle, simply hold on to something. Roll your ankle just like you did with your wrist. So just roll. Then clockwise, then anti-clockwise. So you do 10 anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise with both the legs, and that will cover up almost every part of your body, every basic part of your body. This will be your warm-up training for the first week, because I would suspect, or I would assume that your body is not prepared. Because it will make you do more, you'll feel lethargic in the first few days, or maybe you'll feel sore, you won't feel like working, and that's the last thing that you want. So you do this for the 7 days, first 7 days, Monday to Sunday, every day, and then you do 5 repetitions on each, 5 repetitions on each, every day for the first week. For the next week, I have shot another video, and I will give it to you immediately once you complete the first 7 days. I hope this will help you a lot. This will help your body prepare with the work that is going to come up, and I'm sure you will become stronger, for sure.